Xbox is teasing a brand new IP that will blow our minds, and the Crossfire X campaign from Remedy that we've been waiting for could be coming sooner rather than later. So Xbox's head of gaming services, Ben Decker, had an interview with Games Radar, and he talked about upcoming games from the first-party Xbox studios, and mentioned that there is a game that has not been announced yet, an IP that we haven't heard of that could blow our minds. So here is what he said. 55% of those surveys said the main reason they joined is to get new games at release, the day one content. So he's talking about Xbox Game Pass, and I think when Xbox put their first party games day one onto Xbox Game Pass, there's probably a massive spike in subscribers to the service. I've been subscribed to Xbox Game Pass since the day it launched, and even when it first came out, even though there weren't first party day one games on it, I still thought that it was a decent service. And I mean, when I first subscribed to it, it was $1 for a very long time. But then when they added those first party day one games, it was just like value that was insane. And they're obviously seeing that that was one of the main reasons that the service has grown. He continues on here saying, that's why we made the investments that we have. We have 23 studios across Xbox and Bethesda working on Halo, Forza, Fallout, and new IP that we haven't even talked about yet that is going to blow your mind. We can deliver all of that into Game Pass on day one. So that to me is exciting because more new IPs is just going to bolster the Xbox library. They already have so many well-established IPs from Halo, Forza, and Gears, and then they're going to have all of the Bethesda IPs that are very well established. So they have tons of great games for everybody with lots of fans. But we look at 23 studios right now with Xbox Game Studios, and there are going to be a bunch of new IPs that we haven't heard of that are going to eventually get announced. And I'm hoping they announce a bunch of them at E3, or at least one or two, give us an insight as to what is to come down the line. But we look here, we have 343 Industries. Halo Infinite obviously is the one coming out this fall, unless again it gets delayed again, which I don't think it will, but we'll have to wait and see. Then we have Alpha Dog Games, and I don't really know the games that they make, but looks like they do mobile stuff, and maybe they'll be releasing a mobile game. I mean, if you like mobile games, there's that for you. Then there's Arcane Studios, who have created Dishonored and are currently working on Deathloop, which, as we know, is going to be a timed exclusive for PlayStation because the deal happened before Xbox acquired Bethesda. But that's still a game I'm looking forward to when it eventually drops on the Xbox Series XS and on PC. Then we got Bethesda Game Studios, Starfield, and Elder Scrolls 6. I doubt they are working on anything else. Maybe another Fallout game as well. You could probably slot that in there, but it seems like that's a big undertaking. Unless Starfield is, like people are saying and suggesting, good to go and it's going to release this year, then they can probably move some team over to the next Fallout game. Then we got Compulsion Games, and we've seen that they made We Happy Few and Contrast, and we don't know what they are working on right now. But I think this is one of the studios a lot of people are interested in what they could potentially be doing, because they have made some interesting games. Like We Happy Few is an interesting style of game. So they are very creative, and I want to see what they're doing. The Double Fine Productions Psychonauts 2 is coming out this year, and then they'll probably be moving on to another project. And whatever comes out of this studio is always just unique and different. I mean, if you think of Brutal Legend, which was just a hilarious game, the first Psychonauts, which should be out on Xbox Game Pass, I believe, this week, and then Psychonauts 2, which is coming out this year. id Software, Doom Eternal, maybe working on another Doom or some other first-person shooter, who knows? But whatever they come out with, it's going to be a great first-person shooter, especially with their engine, which is incredible. Then In Exile Entertainment, they've been working on the Wasteland series, Wasteland 3. Who knows, maybe they're involved in another big RPG. There has been rumors about In Exile working on a first-person big AAA style of RPG, so that could be cool. Then Machine Games, so I'm sure they're working on Wolfenstein 3, which will be coming out. And I mean, big fan of Wolfenstein, and there's lots of fans of this series, so people are going to be looking forward to that. Mojang, Minecraft Dungeons, who knows what's next in their studio, but maybe upgrades and just continuing adding to Minecraft. Then we got Ninja Theory, which we know they're doing Hellblade 2, and Project Marrow, which is something that we've seen what they're showing off with the graphics with that game, so that's exciting. I think Ninja Theory is going to be one of those studios where they really take advantage of these next generation consoles and really focus on the graphical side of things to show off like the lighting, the ray tracing, the shaders, the actual materials within games. What they're doing with Project Mara is really cool, and how they're creating that game, so I'm excited to see more for that one. Then we have Obsidian, and I mean, the Outer Worlds was incredible. Grounded is a fun game. They're working on Avowed, and who knows what else is going on at Obsidian. And then the big one here, the upcoming Fable game being worked on by Playground Games. This one is very intriguing. I mean, Fable is a great series, so I'm excited for it, but the fact that it's being worked on by Playground Games, I'm excited to see what this studio can do with a game like Fable when they're known for making the Forza Horizon games. Then moving on to Rare, they're continuing with Sea of Thieves, but one of the most mysterious games right now at Xbox Game Studios is Everwild. They showed off that first initial trailer, and you didn't really get an entire sense of what this game is going to be, but they've come out and they are making us believe that this is a game that we've never experienced before, a brand new idea. There's also been trouble with it where the creative director left, I think like last year in 2020. So Rare and Everwild could be taking so many different directions, and who knows how much that course has changed since they first showed it off to where we are now. I really hope they show something off at E3, or at least talk about Everwild, but if they don't, it's probably because they are nowhere near ready for this game to come out in the next couple of years. So I do hope, though, they give us just some insight as to what potentially this game can be, especially because they're teasing it as something that we've never seen before. Roundhouse Studios, I don't know too much about Roundhouse Studios and the stuff that they're making. They have nothing right now as a notable release and that they're currently working on. And then we got Tango Gameworks, Evil Within games. I've played the first Evil Within, great game. I have not played the second one yet. I will definitely try it out. And then Ghostwire Tokyo, which again, time exclusive for PlayStation 5 and will make its way over to Xbox after that. Coalition, I mean, Gears, we know that they are moving on to Unreal Engine 5, so they're going to start working on Gears 6 as well as other projects. So keep your eyes on the Coalition. They do great stuff. I can't wait to see how they implement Unreal 5 into their future games. The Initiative, the next Perfect Dark game, that's probably not going to be out for a while, but hey, I hope as well they talk about it in some form at E3. I feel like they won't, because they probably don't have that much information and that much progress right now. And as we know, Drew Murray, the design director, left the Initiative, went back to Insomniac recently, so maybe that's going to hold it back a little bit, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure all of his ideas and everything that he did there is left with the Initiative, and somebody capable is going to be able to pick that up, no problem. We got Turn 10 working on the next Forza Motorsport game, Undead Labs working on the next State of Decay game. I'm a big fan of State of Decay, so I'm looking forward for State of Decay 3. And then World's Edge, Age of Empires 4, nothing out of the blue there. And then just Xbox Game Studios Publishing, who are reaching out to external developers and third-party developers to bring them in to release games exclusively on Xbox Game Pass and the Xbox ecosystem. And then to end this all off, ZeniMax Online Studios working on the Elder Scrolls Online as well as Fallout 76. So there are so many studios at Xbox. Just going through this list and making this video, it really reminds you how many studios are within Xbox Game Studios and just how many games are potentially coming out in the next few years throughout this generation. It's going to be a ton of fun. And as we continue to hear stuff like this, there are some new IPs we have no idea about. So not only do we have all of those other games that we're looking forward to, all the staples within Xbox, there's going to be a bunch of new stuff as well. Now moving on here to a game I think a lot of people are excited about and have been waiting for, and that is Crossfire X and the campaign that is being worked on by Remedy. It looks like it could be coming sooner as they are closing out that project and moving on to the next project that is rumored to be Alan Wake. So Remedy on their most recent earnings report went into details about how projects were progressing, and they say that they have moved on to new things and Crossfire X is almost complete. So here is the quote: "Almost all of our internal Control developers have moved on to work on our other Remedy projects, including a new exciting early phase project. The Crossfire team is finalizing the single player operations for Smilegate's Crossfire X and Crossfire HD, with both of these games launching in 2021. This is a significant year for Crossfire. Remedy's AAA game project with Epic Games is soon moving into full production, and the second smaller scale game continues full production mode. With Vanguard, our free-to-play co-op game project, we have now defined many of the core elements of the game. Development progresses at a good pace, internal playtesting continues, and we are starting the next phase of closed gameplay testing. So there's two things here. Alan Wake 2, which is a game I think a lot of people on Xbox will be interested in, because the first Alan Wake was an Xbox 360 exclusive. Now this game isn't going to be, obviously, because it's being worked on by Remedy, and it's believed to be that they're working on it with Epic Games, so it may be like an Epic Game Store PC exclusive and then come out on other things. We'll have to wait and see. And then there is Crossfire X, which is that campaign that a lot of people have been waiting for. That is being worked on by Remedy, and it's coming over to the Xbox consoles. So if they're moving on and they're saying that Crossfire X is pretty much done, I'm expecting that they're going to show something for it at E3 and maybe announce the release date. So I'm thinking we're going to be getting this in the next couple of months. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. There's so much to come out from Xbox. It's just beginning. We're just at the beginning of this generation, so it is very exciting. Let me know what you think about all of this. Let me know what you think this brand new IP could be that's going to blow our minds, and tell me if you're excited for the campaign for Crossfire X. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you are new here and you like what you see throughout this video, I'd really appreciate you hitting that subscribe button to help this channel grow and help grow this community, so we can have great conversations in the comments below. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video.